Hey everyone, it's Serene B. Today I recorded a video on me doing passion twists. This is my first time doing this style, but stay tuned if you want to see how I get this look. I am using expression here. It's very long, so I did cut it. I'm going to put the details down below. You need a comb, rubber band, clip, and this is the hair. It's really, really pretty. It has a nice curl to it. You just got to have, you have to play with the hair a little bit to get them curls to really bounce, but the hair is really amazing. So now you're seeing me just part my hair in the back. I'm just making a small part to make my first row. And in the background, I'm gonna make 4 braids. I didn't want to do them too small, but I didn't want to do them too big either. I will be using Cantu leave-in conditioner as my moisturizer, and that's the hair I had cut off. So I didn't cut off too much, just a little bit, because it was really, really long. So I am going to be making 4 parts, and I am going to be using some jam so that, you know, my roots can have some shine in it. And my hair is freshly washed, blow dried, and deep conditioned. And I definitely just want to apologize in advance if you all hear some background noise, because they do construction in my neighborhood at some really weird times. So I just want to apologize in advance. All right, so this is not like an in-depth tutorial on how to braid, but when I do braid the hair, I put my natural hair in the middle. So I pretty much use the natural hair, my hair, as like a third leg in a sense for the braid. And I braid it for a little bit, and then I just twist it the rest of the way. And throughout the video, I'm gonna change it up. I might braid it for a longer period than in the front, I believe, but you all will see. And when I do start braiding the hair, I try to keep the beginning of the braid really tight and close to my scalp so that it's not loose, because if it's loose, then it's gonna unravel really quickly. Or even have that messy look like you didn't just get your hair done. So I like my braids to look really neat, and I try to keep the beginning of the braid as close to my scalp as possible. Now this hair is really long, so I was not having trouble, but you know, I would just want to make sure that the hair didn't get tangled. So this is going to be really repetitive, but this is a really quick tutorial, and in this video you all will see that it took me about 3 days, only because I do have a 10-month-old. So it took me longer than expected, but you're gonna see that I'm gonna be switching it up. I'm gonna go to my room pretty soon after I finish this first row, and then I might have on 2 different outfits, but I got it done. So that's all that matters. So I'm just braiding, and you guys want to make sure that your hair is moisturized underneath the braid, because this is a protective style. So you're not going to be physically able to touch your hair, wash your hair. The most I do is oil my scalp. I try to oil my scalp just about every other day. And with my oil, I do have a mixture that I use, and maybe I'll upload a video on my oil mixture, but I switch it up a lot. So I just like to use my favorite oils, and I use that to moisturize and keep my my scalp nice and hydrated, because you don't want to have dry hair underneath your protective style, because then your hair is going to break off when you take out the braids. You definitely don't want that. I normally have a lot of growth when I braid my hair, and that's something I've been doing for years. Since I first started going natural, I wore a lot of braids, and I know that's the main key to why my hair grew as fast as it did. So we're getting to the end of the braid, and what I do love is that the end of the braid has a really curly look. I normally wear Marley hair, so it definitely doesn't have this ending texture, and I think the color went really nice. I didn't know if it was really going to go with my color, because my hair doesn't have a really exact color. It was just a bleach job that I did at home. But yeah, as you can see, that ending of the braid is really pretty. So I'll be adding some jam, and you don't need to put a lot of jam. I don't like to feel like I have a lot of buildup on my hair, so I just use like a dime size amount or a nickel size amount of jam, and I spread the rest of it throughout my hair so that when I braid it, you know, it's just moisturized and it just feels really good and not dry. Now I'm adding the braid to my scalp, and like I said, you want to try to keep the hair as close to your scalp as possible. That way you have that neat look so it can look like you just did your hair. So this concludes the first row, and the next setting I am going to be in my room. Now unfortunately my phone kept running out of storage. I do have the iPhone, the XX10 Max, whatever it's called, but I have that phone. I only have 64 gigabytes I believe, so I kept running out of storage. I have a lot of pictures on my phone and videos from when my son was born, so I have to really sit down and take some time to delete a lot of pictures. But this is the back of my hair. I had completed a couple rows. I'm gonna head on to the front so I can show you all how I do this, and it is gonna be sped up from this point on. But like I told you all before, it's a repetitive style. It's repetitive what you do. I braid up the beginning and I twist the rest of the way down. And another tip that I am going to show you all in here is that I started to add a clip to the braid. That way it doesn't twist up all the way up to my scalp and feel really tight. And if you get your hair braided, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you get it twisted and it just feels like you're really just pulling your hair, and especially if you're on your edges, it feels like you're pulling out your edges. So if you add a clip to the braid, that really helps it out. And also for the front of my hair, I normally do 6 rows on each side. I always do this no matter what style I do. I do 6 rows, and I believe in the first 3 rows I do 3 braids, and then the next, or the last 3 or the last 2, I either do 4 braids on each. So I just have like a little method every time I braid my hair. That way I don't do my braids too small in the front. The middle I normally try to do it bigger than the rest, but the front I like it to look the neatest because of course that's what everyone can see. So I always do a little method when I do the front of my hair. And I also add some jam to the ends as I start ending my actual real hair, because I don't want the fuzziness to show through the braid, because you'll be able to tell, of course, because it's not the same texture. So if you add a little bit of jam, or if you want to add some of your moisturizer just to smooth out your ends, that'll help as well, so that you don't have that rough little patch in your braids. I know I may have them in some, but I try not to keep it that way in the front because I want it to look as neat as possible. And I truly believe if I didn't have as much distractions as I did, I normally finish my hair in around 8 to 9 or maybe 8 to 10 hours or so. And with this style, it's really good because the ends are so curly that you don't have to braid the hair all the way down. Especially if you want that jerry curl look, you can just braid it halfway and leave it curly for the rest of that. It'll also save you some time as well. I braided it down pretty low, but after a while I realized that I really didn't even have to. So probably the next time I do my hair, I won't twist it all the way down. Now you will see the clip coming soon, and like I said, this just helps so that the hair doesn't twist all the way, because this is the first braid and I do not want my edges to be gone when I take these braids out. I know a lot of people don't like to put braids because it takes out their edges, but I try my best, my very, very best, to take care of my edges when I have in braids. And I also use the Main Choice, their gel, because it has biotin in it, so it's supposed to help with your edges as well. But I try to make sure that my edges stay really moisturized, because I do not want my edges to fall out, especially with my braids being so small. And yeah, I'm just feeling myself, you know, this is the hair, this is the hair. But I was really loving the color. I didn't think the color was gonna blend in so well, because as y'all can see, my hair is not the same color as this braids, but it really blended well in with my roots, because I do have some new growth coming in. So it really worked out for me. It worked out in my favor. And I'm really excited to announce that I will be starting cosmetology school next month. I am going to be vlogging and, you know, updating you all and keeping you all up to date with my journey. I will be attending Paul Mitchell in Atlanta. And this is something I've been wanting to do since I was in high school, literally. But I just took another route and went to school for respiratory therapy, and then I just dropped out of college. But I think this is going to be right down my alley, because I've really been into makeup and hair. I've always been into hair, but I've been into makeup a lot more now. And I'm just excited. I'm excited. It's a new journey. I get to learn a lot, meet new people, and just be around people. And I feel like I will be in an environment where I'm not wasting my time, giving all my time and energy to a company, and that's not really benefiting me. So I'm just really excited, really, really, really excited. And I'm just going to learn so much that I can just put on my channel and, you know, update you all and teach whoever I can teach for free, because YouTube is just a free source. And you guys may hear my son screaming in the back. I apologize. But yeah, I'm going to be starting school next month on the 16th. And I will definitely be uploading this new journey I'm about to take, because I just can't believe I'm going to be back in school at the age of 24. Literally, I cannot believe I'm going back to school.